today that Angelina Jolie has decided to also have her ovaries removed in an effort to avoid cancer.
Yeah, joining us to talk about these difficult health decisions is Dr. Victoria Dooley. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Dooley.
My pleasure.
So she went there. I mean, she double mastectomy, ovaries removed. What kind of decision is this?
That's a very tough decision, but it was a good decision because considering her mutation that she has increases your risk of both ovarian and breast cancer, in addition to some other cancers like cervical cancers.
Like, makes it very likely she'd end up with it. I mean, her doctors had said with the one mutation in her history, an 87% chance she would have gotten breast cancer.
Correct.
And about a 50% chance of ovarian cancer.
Yes. And getting her ovaries removed also reduces your risk of breast cancer. So that some women only opt to get their ovaries removed and kind of wait and see in the breast cancer issue. It doesn't reduce your risk as much as getting the mastectomy, but just taking your ovaries out if you have that mutation can decrease your risk of ovarian and breast cancer.
Isn't that fascinating? One more thing I want to say about ovarian, just because my mom has fought this disease on and off for 16 years. The problem with it is the early detection is so poor.
It is.
With breast cancer, with the mammograms and the ultrasounds, there's a better chance of catching that early. But ovarian cancer, they call it the silent killer because it is so deadly.
Definitely. It's hard to catch. The symptoms aren't as pronounced. You're not going to feel a lump like you would with the breast cancer. So I think it was a really wise decision considering her risk factors.
And it's important to note reduce, not remove, because she can still have a 5% of chance of getting breast cancer.
Definitely. There's some surrounding tissue that we call peritoneal tissue that you can still get ovarian cancer-like cancer there, so it doesn't decrease the chances to zero, but I think it was a very wise decision considering how young she is and how she has kids. It would be a difficult decision for anybody, but especially a mother.
Talk to your doctor. We can't say that enough if you've got concerns, but we got to talk allergies
let's switch
too,
gears
right?
a bit, because they've been particularly bad this season.
Yes, they have. And they're very frustrating. A lot of people come to the office, they don't like to use medication. So if you don't like to use medications, there's some things that you can do. You want to avoid going outside on dry, windy days where all the allergens are going to be
kind of?
like today. The best time to actually go outside is after it rained. So some of those allergens are washed away. You also can wash your hair at night. So any allergens that your hair picked up are not going to sit in your hair and get in your pillow and bother you at night. Using a neti pot, a saline rinse, which I know people don't like to use, but it really does help. A lot of people are concerned about getting an infection from it. But if you use it exactly as prescribed, if you use distilled water, not tap water, that risk is extremely low.
You know, my kids fight me every night in the shower. I'm like, look, it's allergy season and they have bad allergies. You've got to wash your hair. So
you do.
We're all feeling
get those allergens out your hair.
Thank you, Dr. Dooley.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure talking to you as always. Well, this